It is a Monday once again. Welcome to the Owatonna Today Show. It is the 29th of July. The month of the summer is just breezing by so fast. We thank you for joining us. And of course, a lot of you we know are joining us on Charter Channel 8. And don't forget, we are out there on Facebook along with blip.tv and YouTube. So when you go on vacation, there's still some time left to do that. You can take us along. Also, we want to remind you, if you like us on Facebook, then you're entered into our contest to win this great calendar we've been talking about before. It's for charity. It's for cancer. It's a cancer fundraiser, and it's got a lot of firemen, policemen, and young gentlemen from around the area who are posing in honor of someone they knew who has been battling cancer. It's a 14-month calendar, and if you'd like to have this decorating your walls, all you have to do is like us on Facebook, and then we'll let you know if you are a recipient of that. We're going to be doing that for a little while yet. And as always, Owatonna Today welcomes your comments and questions and any ideas that you may have for guests or topics of the show. All you have to do is email us at owatonnatoday@charter.net, or you can contact our producer, Leanne Alt, at 390-5751. Got a great lineup of shows for you today and this week. We're going to start out with Kris Busse and Mary Jo Knudson with a city update, and then it's going to be vacation the rest of the week. Some ideas if you haven't been on your vacation yet. We're going to be going to a lot of places in the state as well as Alaska, and that's going to be our vacation week this week. So you want to stay with us for all those shows and see some really nice sights, as Leanne has taken a lot of great video for that. So we're going to take this break and check in with some of our great sponsors, and then we'll be back with Kris Busse. So please stay with us.
Hi, I'm Jody Voisin with the staff at Fairview Animal Medical Center, your other family doctor. Fairview Animal Medical Center is a proud supporter of the Owatonna Today Show.
Recreational fires are allowed within the Owatonna city limits. They must be contained within a fire pit or a device designed for such use, and can be 3 feet in diameter and no more than 3 feet high. They must be 25 feet from a building or combustibles. Only untreated or unpainted woods must be used. Fires must be attended by a person at all times that are capable of extinguishing the fire. This has been a safety tip from the Owatonna Fire Department.
Hi, we're Mark and Becky Stevens of the Owatonna Pizza Ranch.
And we support the Owatonna Today Show.
We are back. Our guest now is Kris Busse, City Administrator, and she's brought along a guest, Mary Jo Knudson. Hello, ladies.
Hello.
Glad to have you along.
Thank you.
Now, Kris, you're here periodically to give us an update. So why don't you tell us about who you brought along today?
Yes, I'm very pleased to introduce to everyone today our newest addition to the Park and Recreation group is Mary Jo Knudson. She came to us on May 31st. We're very excited to have her. We're doing all kinds of new things in the Park and Rec. You know, we've gone through a restructuring there and getting more efficient and more effective, and Mary Jo is a big part of that. So I want everyone to get to know Mary Jo and what a great person she is. So.
Well, welcome, Mary Jo.
Well, thank you very much.
Now, you came from where to Park and Rec?
I came from Waseca,
okay,
and I worked with Waseca Community Education and Recreation for 21 years. I was a recreation department of 1 for the last 13.
Recreation department of 1, goodness. Oh.
Actually had Kris's son as an employee for me for a couple of years. But I did all sorts of adult recreation, youth recreation, everything under the sun.
Well, you're definitely well qualified for this. So what is your job description? What are you going to be doing at the Park and Rec here in Owatonna?
Right now I'm basically working in the office, doing a lot of administrative assistant things and waiting on customers, which I haven't gotten to do in the last few years, which is really kind of fun. I enjoy interacting with the public, so this is a nice and refreshing change for me.
Are you going to stay in that capacity, or are you going to be doing some programs?
Things are kind of switching with the restructuring, as Kris mentioned, so I'm not quite sure where exactly I'm being led, but I know that the position is changing.
Okay.
So.
Now, from Waseca to Owatonna is quite a jump. What is it that you brought you here to Owatonna? Why did you choose to come to Owatonna to work?
It was time for a change for me to do something that kind of refreshed me professionally and try and do something a little bit different, a little bit bigger community, you know, a new opportunity for new adventures. So, and I've always liked Owatonna. I am not new to Owatonna in the recreation realm. I have, besides golfing Brooktree many times, I've played volleyball and softball in the Owatonna Park and Rec system for more years than I would like to say. But, so I knew Owatonna had a very good recreation program. I knew a lot of the Park and Rec employees ahead of time through our Southern Minnesota Recreation and Park Association. So I kind of knew what Owatonna was doing and where they were going. So I'm very excited to be a part of.
So the transition must have been relatively smooth then for you to come.
Relatively smooth. I came right in the midst of preparing for senior games, so I was. It was a huge
Break
event.
you in a hurry.
Exactly. It was a lot of trial by fire. So, but I knew that coming in, being a recreation professional for so long, I knew that coming in towards the end of spring, early summer is a very busy time in the recreation department.
That was such a good event for the city of Owatonna.
Very successful.
It was.
Yeah, and it did come off. And you had a lot of community volunteers as well. Well, it takes something like that to put on. That you just can't do it all by yourself. Park and Rec can't. They have to have city volunteers.
Yeah,
for that
there was a lot of people working on senior games, but it was a good event for the community, for sure.
So, what is it you'd like to see through Park and Rec? Do you have any ideas of how you'd like to see bringing in some programs or things at Park and Rec that they don't have here, or do you have some ideas?
You know, there's a couple ideas that I've brought up to Corky Ebling, our park director, and so forth, and I know that's part of the bonus they got in hiring me is I do have some different experiences than what is currently going on. So I think just tweaking some of the programs, not necessarily, adding on or, I'm not here to come in and we need to do this, this, and this, but it's just a little bit different perspective.
So what are some of your different experiences that you said?
I started out with heading up to Cabela's and doing a fishing event that was partnered with Youth First. And so that compared to what we did in Waseca was a little bit different. So, we're looking at, just adding a little bit of kind of a value added more than a change.
So what are some of the other programs that Park and Rec have going on this summer since you've been here?
One of the things that we have still coming up is the Parents' Night Out at Brooktree Golf Course. It starts at 4, it ends at 8. And you pay one price, and the children go to the water park, and the parents get to go to Brooktree Golf Course. Included in the fee, I believe you get a free beverage.
Yes, you do.
And you need to sign up, I think, Thursday or Friday of that week before. That's August 4th is when that happens.
So they still have time then to do that?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Is there a certain number that you're going to take, or is it wide open to as many as possible?
Right now we're wide open.
Okay.
So, we would have a limit eventually, but I don't know as if we're close to hitting that right now.
Is there an age limit for the youngest child to go to the park? Because they have to be managed by somebody else.
Yep, it's 10 years. 10 years old.
Okay. Nobody younger than that.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Because that's otherwise they're getting to be some babysitters in a way. Yeah.
Yep.
So and then they get to golf.
They do.
Again, what were the hours of this? From
4 to 8.
4 to 8
on August 4th.
Okay, what a nice evening, yes. Is there anything else that you were involved in?
Well, we've got a few things going on right now. We have online registration open for our youth volleyball, football, swim lessons.
Oh, it is that time,
and so forth. It is. We do.
I hate to think of fall coming just yet. It's still July, but it's a lot of work. You have to get started.
Yep. We do have an early bird rate for anybody that registers by August 7th for volleyball and football. Swim lessons don't have any kind of special rate. It's all one rate. But if you go online to our website, and then click on Parks and Recreation and online registration. It'll walk you through. There's no additional fees for registering online as there has been in the past, so that's really a bonus.
Oh, that really is. And one thing, we were trying to get a hold of Park and Rec one time. I forget what the problem was. What is the number if they want to call Park and Rec? Is it still 455? Then it should be 0800, but that's different now.
Nope, it's 444-4321.
It used to be 0800, and that's what was stuck in my mind. So we have to get that new number there if you want any information on things like that.
Yes.
So, well, we thank you so much, Mary Jo, and not Mary Jo. Yes, Mary Jo.
Yes, Mary Jo.
Mary Jo, my mind is lost with names here today. So, you live in Waseca, so you don't have a very far commute then,
No.
which is so nice.
Nope, it's very quick, and it's a nice little alone time.
It is to kind of gather your mind and,
Yep.
and focus on things. Yeah, it is.
Yep.
So if you're rushing around to get ready. So
Yep.
we thank you. We wish you continued success.
Well, thank you very
with Park
much.
and Rec. So now, Kris, we do have a couple of minutes left. There's some
Right.
things you want to touch on.
Well, I just wanted to kind of maybe recap, and Mary Jo can help me with, we've had some very successful programs too. We've had a movie in the park.
That's right. That was
we
fun.
had Weekend Out. Let's see, Weekend Out, I think we had all told for the day about 1,200 people at the
Really?
water park.
Really?
Because we had reduced rates there. And
Well, that's such a nice water park, and when the weather gets
Oh,
hot
yeah.
and humid and things
Yeah.
like that, that really gets to be, that's where you want to head.
oh, absolutely.
So, but I still wonder now, does Park and Rec have anything to do with the old beach at Lake Colmeyer?
Well, we maintain it. We don't have lifeguards there, of
Right.
course, but it's certainly open and available for use.
Okay, just
we're-
have to swim at your own
Yeah,
risk. So
yes.
parents, if they don't want to go to the water park, they have no way of getting
Yep.
out there, you have to really, I'm sure, be careful when you're there. But you still, like
Right.
you said, maintain it, so that's good.
Absolutely,
You keep it
yeah.
treated if there's swimmer's itch or
Yep.
anything like that going
Oh, yeah.
on.
Yep,
And
we
that's,
sure
so,
do.
well, that's good to know, too. Because there's times, I used to go there a lot, I thought, I'd like to plunge in there, but
Yeah.
I think of the water park. Because water park, you can get family memberships, so right?
Right, you can, and there's specials every day.
Okay.
Eric
Yeah.
does a great job there, and Mary Jo, you probably know those.
Yep.
better
If
than I
you
do.
if you like us on Facebook, if you like the water park, then there's some various specials that just come up.
Okay.
But we do have daily specials. I believe Monday is Grandparents' Day.
Mondays?
I believe it's Monday, so
Yeah.
a grandparent
We're
gets
trying to
in
remember that.
with a paid child. So, but you'll be updated on Facebook as those daily specials happen. If there's any weekend specials
What a
that
great
come
idea.
up as
Facebook
well.
just seems to be the way to go for information these days.
Oh,
isn't
yeah, it is, yeah.
It really is. So
We're trying to increase our presence on the social media so that we can, get the word out quicker and get more excitement, more interest, and, just generate more activity in our parks.
Well, Kris, we've talked before the show that this is actually the first time I've got to interview you here
Yes.
on the Owatonna Today
Yeah.
show. So, being city administrator, your job is just so all-encompassing.
Yeah.
Working with that. So, what are some of the other areas, briefly? I guess it's from my knowledge
sure.
that, I used to know Greg, but we talked about specific things.
Right.
What is some of the other areas that you have to cover?
I am kind of overall day-to-day operations. So, some of the major things that I get involved in is our budget process, of course, and then we're right in the thick of that right now with our budget hearings and getting ready to present a preliminary budget to the council. We do the we do council meetings, first and third Tuesdays, preparing for that, and capital improvement programs, and just, kind of the overall day-to-day operations.
So you have to wear a lot of hats.
Yes.
A lot of hats. Big job. Well, Kris, Mary Jo, thank you for joining us here today.
Thank you for
And
having us.
We hope to see you back next month with some
Sure.
more great things going on with the city.
Okay.
We'll be back, so stay with us right after this.
Hi, this is Dave Efforts with TPS Insurance, and we are proud supporters of the Owatonna Today Show.
I didn't just want another job, I wanted a career, so I expressed myself.
I was new to town and I didn't know where to turn for a job, so I decided to express myself.
I decided to express myself, and they helped find the right career for me.
Express Employment Professionals is in contact with thousands of companies in need of quality employees. Come in now and get the job you deserve.
Express yourself today.
Coda Living Community and Park Place Senior Living are Owatonna's premier living communities for seniors. Coda Living Community, located on the Owatonna Hospital and Mayo Clinic campus, provides short-term, long-term, and rehabilitative care. It features private and semi-private rooms, ceiling lifts, and spa. Coda Living Community continues the tradition of providing quality care to area residents. Park Place Senior Living is expanding into the Cedarview Care Center to offer enhanced assisted living. For more information, please call 507-446-4946.
Hi, I'm Doug Johnson with the Owatonna Business Incubator. We're here to help small businesses start and to grow. We're a proud sponsor of the Owatonna Today Show.
Hi, I'm Ron Clancher with Clancher & Son Landscaping and Concrete. We support the Owatonna Today Show, and so should you.
It's Leanne on the go for the Owatonna Today Show, and the trip that we're on today is we're heading up to the Cuyuna country. I'll give you an idea here on the map where that is. Actually, Crosby-Ironton area. Down here is Minneapolis, and we're coming all the way up here west of Mille Lacs Lake and up into the Crosby-Ironton area, which is this. See where the road kind of curves up and then down again. And actually, Crosby-Ironton is actually located between Bemidji and Mille Lacs Lake. This close-up map will give you a better idea of the area that we're going to be exploring. Here we have Crosby-Ironton, and the two towns actually kind of run right into each other. And as you see, there's a number of lakes that are in this area. So we're going to explore this area and find out more about it. A good place to start to find out about the history of the Crosby-Ironton area is right here at the Sioux Line Depot. That's been turned into a museum, an interpretive museum of the history of the area. We've come into the museum now, and I have here, who do I have here with me?
My name is Jim Nelson.
Okay, Jim. And
I'm a member of the Cuyuna Country Heritage Preservation Society that now has jurisdiction over the museum.
Okay, terrific. I've got a couple of questions for you to give people an idea about the history of the area. First of all, why is this portion of Minnesota referred to as Cuyuna Country? How did that get its name?
Okay, Kyler Adams was somebody that found the iron ore, and he had a large St. Bernard dog, and the dog's name was Cuyuna. And Kyler's wife went ahead, and after they'd found ore and kind of came together on that, she named or made the name Cuyuna, using the first three letters of Kyler's name and then the dog's name, U-N-A.
Oh, that's really amazing. Now, after Kyler found the iron ore deposits here in this area, then how did the town of Crosby come to be?
Well, when the mining first started, and there's many little towns around here that have pretty much disappeared, but Crosby was the biggest. And George Crosby had been up in the mines up in Hibbing in Virginia, and the miners were living in lousy conditions, and he wanted to have a place for the miners to live in a decent location with decent housing. And so in about 1908, the first mine started working. And in 1910, the city of Crosby, named for George Crosby, was officially settled or can't think of the word.
Platted and incorporated.
Incorporated.
Okay. All right. And then now for how many years was mining conducted in this area?
Well, it basically started back in about 1908. And I think the last mine quit shipping ore in the very early 70s.
Okay.
But the mines went ahead and were going good, and then they didn't need the ore anymore. They were getting it from somewhere else. And then when World War I took off, that brought more mining, and there was a lag period in the center of that. And when World War II started, they needed all the iron they could get.
Okay. So approximately how many pits were actually made around here? I mean, there are a number of lakes that actually were originally iron ore pits, but then when mining ceased, then they were allowed to naturally fill up with water, correct?
That's correct. Our ore here and our land here is different than the Mesabi Range. our ore is wet. Theirs is dry.
I see.
Ours was not magnetic, so they had to run it through a sindering plant and actually like burn, heat it to a very high temperature. That would break off all of the other material. And when the ore came back out of there, it was then magnetic.
Oh, really? That's very interesting. So, well, I thank you so much for your time spent with us, giving us a little bit of history of the area. We're actually going to go out to some of the sites here in the area and show some people some of the lakes that have actually been formed from the original pits that have now filled in with water.
Yeah. We had two different kinds of mining up here. One was underground mining.
Oh, okay.
And a lot of them became open pit mines. And the open pit mines, we've got a mine up here in the Portsmouth that's 400 feet deep.
Oh, wow. And we'll actually show that lake because there's a really nice little campground that the DNR has put together on Portsmouth Lake. So, well, thank you so much for your time, and thanks for appearing on the Owatonna Today Show with us. That gives you a very brief look of what you can find here in the Sioux Line Depot Museum. There's also some history behind the space exploration, too, here in the museum, which we don't have time to go into, but for sure, you really need to stop off here. This should be your first stop off here as you come into the Crosby-Ironton area. We're driving down the main street of Crosby, and for a small town, its population is about 2,300. It really has quite a vibrant main street. And for you antiquers, they have 7 antique stores here in downtown Crosby. Here now, straight ahead, you can see the sign that says Crosby, established 1910, and there's a picture of the serpent. And we'll tell you a little bit more about the serpent in our next segment. We're heading on our way from Crosby into Ironton, and actually the two cities kind of melt one right into the other. Right now we're still in Crosby, but we get up here, right here, and there's the sign. Here's Ironton. And now we're in Ironton. One of the landmark buildings here in Ironton is the Spina Hotel. I'm not sure what year the hotel was built, but it was a pretty thriving hotel, especially in the early years of mining. Now I understand that the building itself is owned by the Perpich family. You remember Rudy Perpich was governor of the state of Minnesota, and one of his sons has a dental office here in the building. This front part is an old bar, but unfortunately the bar is not open. One of the locals tells me that everything is pretty much the same in the bar area as it was when it was a bar, and then some family members continued to live upstairs in what used to be the old hotel rooms. But it's a really neat landmark right here on Highway 210 in Ironton. From a distance, you're looking at the water tower of Ironton. And what you see before you is what's left of the Portsmouth Pit Mine. Iron ore pit mine. This was the deepest mine in the area. It was over 400 feet deep. And now the water that you see filling up here in the very middle of the lake, that would be 400 feet worth of water. In speaking with Mr. Nelson at the Historical Museum, he said that the iron ore there's still a lot of iron ore left in this region that could be mined. However, the cost of mining it right now is much more expensive than importing iron ore from other countries. If they should ever decide that they wanted to, say for instance, reopen this pit, they would need to have at least 4 water pumps pumping 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, at the cost of a minimum of $1,000 a day for electricity, to empty all of the water out of the Portsmouth iron pit. But right now it's just a beautiful recreational lake. We see a fishing boat on there. And it has been stocked with rainbow trout, among other species of fish by the DNR. So this gives you a good look at once was the Portsmouth iron ore mine. We'll leave you today with a view of Portsmouth Pit Lake, where the Portsmouth Pit mine was. And we hope that you've enjoyed this quick tour of the Crosby-Ironton area and the Cuyuna Country State Recreation Area. Cuyuna Country is a 5,000-acre treasure, and it's one of Minnesota's newest state recreation areas. There's so many activities available here, including diving and snorkeling in the pit mine lakes, fishing, hiking, mountain biking. They've just completed a whole series of mountain biking trails, off-road trail riding, bird watching, of course, nature viewing, picnicking, sightseeing, and geocaching. Thanks for joining us on Owatonna Today.
Hi, Warren Abraham, Abraham Consulting Technologies, your one-stop technology shop. We support the Owatonna Today Show.
Owatonna Public Utilities, real people, real reliable, real progress. Making life a little easier day after day, taking pride in our community, listening to what you say, a voice you can talk to. We're growing with you in mind in everything we do. Owatonna Public Utilities.
Hello, I'm Sean McNulty.
And I'm Deb Gillard with Brookdale Senior Living, Sterling House, and Clarebridge of Owatonna.
And we are a proud sponsor of the Owatonna Today Show.
We are back. We hope you enjoyed the video there of Cuyuna Country. Cuyuna. I've just got to get that right one of these days. Cuyuna Country. And we're going to have more vacation videos coming up the rest of the week. But right now, we do have some announcements because there's still lots of things going on around the area, especially at the Steele County Historical Society. They're going to have a children's programming for Thursday, August 1st from 10:15 a.m. and then again at 6:30. It's called the History Detectives. It is for preschool age children. They're going to meet at 10:15 in the exhibit hall of the History Center, and the topic is going to be Steele County, Butter Capital of the World. And the theme relates to the History Center's newest exhibit featuring the history of the dairy industry over 150 years. And the kids will interact with calves from the Clover Glen Farm, all the different Brown Swiss, Holstein, Guernsey calves. And it'll be on, they'll be on hand for the children to learn and pet and how to take care of those animals. Children's programs are offered the first Thursday of each month, so you can watch for more information about topics for upcoming programs. And speaking of their exhibit, The Butter Capital of the World, they're also going to have a round table discussion at 7 p.m. in the Winger Room regarding that, and then the display will take over, and there's going to be butter molds and bulk tank, milking equipment, dishes, all different kinds of things that you would have been in a creamery way back when, 150 years ago. So again, that is coming up on August 1st. And don't forget, Parents' Night Out is coming up on Sunday, the 4th. Lots of different activities, from 9 holes of golf and brook tree, and just lots of things. While the kids are swimming, you can be playing golf. You can contact Park and Rec if you'd like more information regarding that. So that's going to do it for our show for today. We do thank you for joining us, and be sure to come back on Wednesday when we're going to be seeing all kinds of beautiful videos of Alaska, and that's on Wednesday. So thank you for joining us. For Leanne Alt, I'm Betty Johnson. This is the Owatonna Today Show.